Hello, this is Rev Lorena, the Old Sage with Celestial Time, to you from Hartsville, Indiana. I'm in my new studio. I created one for myself. You can see behind me, I've got my Buddha mask, and it's really nice down here. So I'm going to be doing classes and workshops from down here. Um, I see the light back there. That is not my luminosity. That is the window. Okay, I would love to be that bright of a shining light, but it needs to be the other way. You know, look at me. See, I've got this glowing aura. Ah. Well, anyway, we're gonna do the last five of the lower swords. Okay, we won't do the royalty of the swords next week. We'll do the royalty, and I also intend to have it so that we can see the cards and start laying some out just as soon as I get through all of these. So we'll start doing some combinations, and that'll be very helpful. Make sure that even as you do this, you go look at whatever books you've got, compare them, see where I'm coming from. Uh, what I do is I make a story, and a lot of times I take, let's say, this card. This is the six. Here we go. I've got this. To me is the movers card, the journey. Okay, it's in my head. It is a moving card, and that's true. But when I see that, that's the first thing I think of, and then I feel and sense how it relates to the rest of the cards and the person in front of me. So you can know the cards, but if you've got a particular person in your life and they're always the king of swords or the king of cups, and you kind of put that energy on them, you're like, that person seems like that, then it'll help you, because in your head, when that king gets laid down, you'll feel the energy a little easier because you put a name on it. It's almost a Dale Carnegie type thing. Anyway, first we're going to start with the Six of Swords because we did the five last week. And here's the Six of Swords. It is, as I said, a let's go, a journeying, a moving. Perhaps it's a vacation, depending on whether there's happy or not so happy or different cards around it. But he's got his boat. He's got his sights on the far mountains and the far temples over there, and he's rowing it. Now, see the lady underneath. She's kind of, you could say she was forlorn or hesitant, but he's got the helm, and he's moving, might be moving his family. Okay, depends on what's around it. But a lot of times, if somebody asks me about real estate and is the place going to sell or am I going to be able to move, and this card comes down, I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to be able to do it. Okay, if it's upside down, they're still moving, but they might not want to. They might have to, or there's, the person that's in front of me could be digging their heels in and going, no, I'm not changing, I'm not moving, I'm not, no. It depends on the circumstances around the person, but in this case it's either a forced out or I'm not going. Okay, and this could be something as simple as everybody's going on vacation and dad is going, I really don't like this. This is not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go fishing, but I'm taking the kids to the beach. That kind of a thing. It could be that light, or it could be I'm losing my home. Uh, I have to leave. I have to flee. I'm a refugee. Not all of that is in this card, but depending on what else is around it. If you got a lot of Trump around it and stuff like that, you tell your client it's time to get out of there, no matter what you think. It's time to go. Okay. The seven of swords is, see, he's got five swords. He's got them over his shoulder, and he's got two swords up. Those two swords, now, they're bright and shiny, where the ones over his shoulder are black. In other words, those are old news. He's had this old energy for quite some time. He might not want to change. He might want to keep that old energy, and so I'm leaving. This to me reminds me of, I'm taking my ball and I'm leaving if you don't want to play the game my way. Okay. Well, and sometimes it's insurance, making sure you can at least save what you got. Okay, but those two shiny swords right side up are there in the background. They are new opportunities, but the person may want to make sure that all the stuff they already had isn't in jeopardy. Okay, so just depending on what else is around it? What is he trying to salvage or rescue? When it's upside down, it's let's go for the gold. Upside down, doesn't matter. I want this new thing in my life. Okay. And I don't feel like I'm on solid ground anyway. And I'm feeling insecure and I want to go do something else. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's right or wrong. I just want to go. Okay. It's something else. Something else has caught my eye. Okay. So, and it may not be good for you that it caught your eye, or it might be a new venture or a new opportunity or an investment or something. I try to stay away from too much money stuff and too much health stuff. I mean, I talk about money and I will talk about health, but I don't tell anybody whether to invest or not because that can get you in trouble. Okay. Well, my tarot reader told me that I should buy this stock, and then they go back, and the tarot reader gets a black eye. Okay. Um, so just a little word to the wise. Um, if they ask you about an investment they want to make, then you can see what's in the cards. If they want to make this investment and want to make an investment, and this card comes up, it's like, it might be really shiny, but make sure all your other things are in order too, and don't risk more than you can stand to lose. Okay, it doesn't mean you're going to lose. See what else is around it. All right. Now the eight of swords. I see this in women all the time. I do. I've got so many obligations. I got so many things that I have to do. This is self-imposed prison is what I call it, because I can't, because I got to take care of everybody. I got to get home and fix dinner. I got to be the soccer mom. I got to take care of my mom. I got to all of it. A lot of times this is with single mothers taking care of their kids. That doesn't mean you stop taking care of your kids. It means that you look at what's happening in your life and you go, okay, how can I change my mind to make this easier? And how do I not beat myself over the head every time I let something drop? Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. You're doing the best you can with what you got, but you need to realize you can walk away anytime for a lot of these things. Not all of them. You have to take care of kids. You can't walk away from them, but there's a lot of obligations that they're in your head and somebody else could do them. So let them, other family members or something, do that, or other office members or different things like that. When it's upside down, this is definitely, you've done that. You're like, I can't do all this. This is letting yourself out of a self-imposed prison. It's saying, oh, wait, I got to take care of me. It's really enlightenment in a way with this card. It's the lights come on and you go, wait a minute, look at what I've been doing to myself. I can't keep doing this. Okay. I don't do health, but if I was doing health in any way, I would be going, if you keep doing this, you're going to be doing this because your health is going to fail somewhat and you're going to have to. Okay. You're going to have to slow down. But if you slow down, you won't have to. Okay. And I don't mean, sit there and vegetate and let everything go to heck. But I'm saying this is self-imposed prison by itself. Just this card by itself, you're bound by your own ideas, okay, or ideals. Now here's the Nine of Swords. See, their hands are bound in this deck. In some decks, the person is sitting there at their bed and they can't sleep. Their head is down and they got all these ideas. And the times, I'm pretty sure everybody knows the times when your mind is just going a million miles an hour about all the things that possibly go right and wrong and you got to do, and you did. Insomnia happens, mental health issues are coming your way because you're just, I can't deal with all this. I'm afraid for this and I'm afraid for that. And I call this a worry card. The 10 is the worry card too, but this is you're keeping yourself awake, worrying about things that you're calling into your existence because you're worrying about them with all this sadness and almost depression. Okay. But here you are, feeling that your hands are bound. All the rest of you could get up and move on, but you're feeling like your hands are tied. Literally, see, hands tied. This is the Morgan Greer deck. All right. When it's upside down, it's like fixing some of this, and maybe also not worrying so much about the responsibility that you got. Maybe you're somebody that's just like, ah, la la la, well, I'll just go on, somebody else will handle it. And sadly or unsadly, generally they do, and but not paying a close enough attention to all the opportunities that you have to make a difference in other people's lives, and the things that you have to do. You've got to pay the electric bill. Sorry, you got to make sure your car's running right. If you've got tons of money, if money is not your issue, then your obligations still are, because it doesn't matter whether you've got money or not to pay bills. It matters if you've got the energy going in the right direction to enjoy your life, instead of just feeling like that you have to be a philanthropist to the whole world. It's just it it's all about, it's up in your head here. It's how do you perceive your responsibilities, and can you worry something into being, if you worry hard enough, you think that something's going to change. No, when you worry hard enough, it doesn't change until you finally just give up, then it changes. And this is the giving up. Okay, but it's like, sometimes they don't. People with this, depending on what it is, you need to pay a little more attention to, rather than not worry, and maybe need to pay attention and not necessarily worry, but get things done. And then the last but not least, this is a card that everybody just, oh my gosh, that's terrible. The guy's dead and he's got all the swords stuck in him. It's awful. It's just meanie, awful. Well, yeah, but most of those swords you put in yourself. It only takes one sword to kill a person. This is overkill. I call this card total overkill, total nervous wreck. Okay. You can't do, if you have this card with this card together, what are you doing? You're worrying yourself into a frenzy to the point where then you're sitting there and you can't decide. What shall I do? I need to do something. I need to fix this. I need to make this change. I need to make this happen. I'm just a wreck. Okay, you're not really dead. You're just a wreck, because every one of those swords is somebody else's opinion of what it is that you should be doing, and you're buying into all of it. This card upside down is to me is a bit of a happy place, because it's not a happy place, but still, you're going, no. You're finally saying, I'm standing up for myself. I'm not letting all you people tell me what to do, how to do it, where to do it. I'm not taking it into my soul and feeling that I'm inadequate, feeling that I'm somehow wrong. Okay, I'm my self-esteem is going up because I'm going to take care of me. This card is really, I'm finally to the place where I'm paying attention to me first. I don't mean me only. I don't mean to sound like you got to be selfish, but if you don't take care of you, then nobody else can can depend on you. If mama's not happy or daddy's not happy, things don't get done. People aren't, you're not there for people because you can't be. Uh, Try to not to be a victim of your own inner dialogue and your own inner trauma. You can rise up above all of this. Okay, so you can rise up about that. You can make that change in your life. Okay, well, that's the 6 through 10 of the swords. Next week we'll do the royalty of the swords, and then the following week all we've got left is the pentacles. Okay, and when we get done with the pentacles, then I'm going to start putting them together, and we're going to make picture stories with 2 or 3 cards at a time, and maybe examine some decks, examine some of the different um, decks, and some of the different spreads that you can use with the decks. But one thing I caution to you about, get a couple of different spreads, 2 or 3, and stick to them for the most part, unless, for some reason, like I could do an astrology spread. Astrology is a very strong subject for me. I've been in astrology for years and years, but I don't do that often because it's basically a life spread and it takes a long time, and I'm in the Renaissance Fair most of the time, and I we don't really need, we need to know what's going on now. That's the joy of the tarot, is it's like, this is what's going on, down and dirty. This is what's happening. Here's what you can do to fix it. Here's, in a way, who, what, where, why. It's very present and future oriented. Okay. I'm going to be starting an astrology class also. I may do that. Oh, I don't know. I think I'll do that when I start in September, maybe the first part of September. And it's going to be the same in a way, because we're going to do the basic constellations and get some of the basics grounded. If you already know it, you still, it doesn't hurt for you to argue with me about what I think. Okay. And by the way, any of this that you would like some more clarification on, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You can always text me, Facebook me, call me. This comes up on Facebook. My numbers are all there. I'm Celestial Time, 832-444-8380. I also do phone readings, phone consultations, and I do astrology. I can send you forecasts. I can send you calendars, all kinds of good and fun stuff. But they really help you. We're in this journey together, all of us, and when we can make it easy for ourselves, it's much better that way. So until then, I'm going to sign off and say, hey, have a great day. This is the Old Sage. I'll flip some more cards for me.